दरेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय श्रीमद् भगवत गीता एज इट इज की जय। जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जय श्री श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। The word to word synonyms, translations, and purport by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Yashashinitai Gaur Chandra Prem Anande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So, welcome everyone. Today we are discussing chapter 13, verse number 24. So, who would like to start your realization? Others can join in afterwards. Please feel free. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhu, for Her Grace Purn Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Sambarpan Krishna Prabhu for organizing this class, guiding us, teaching us, and giving us this chance to share our realizations. First of all, I just want to apologize for my mistake. I didn't post the message, Prabhuji. I'm really sorry about it.
Just okay.
We
No
are.
problem.
Yes.
Every week you do it. That's fine.
Yes. We are on chapter 13, verse 24. So I'll recite the verse and then I'll share my realization. Hare Krishna, Jai Shila Gurudev ki Jai, Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ya evam vetti purusham prakritim cha gunai saha sarvatha vartamano api na sa bhuyo abhijayate. य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयो अभिजायते. य एवं वेत्ति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयो अभिजायते. What word synonym? Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yaha, anyone who, evam, thus, vetti, understands, purusham, the living entity, prakritim, material nature, cha, and gunai, the modes of material nature, saha, with sarvatha, in all ways, vartamanaha, being situated, api, in spite of, na, never, saha, he, bhuya, again, abhijayate, takes his breath, birth. So anyone who thus understands the living entity, material nature, and the modes of material nature, with in all ways being situated, in spite of never he again takes his birth. Translation. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position. Purport. Clear understanding of material nature, the super soul, the individual soul, and their interrelation makes one eligible to become liberated and turn to the spiritual atmosphere without being forced to return to this material nature. This is the result of knowledge. The purpose of knowledge is to understand distinctly that the living entity has by chance fallen into this material existence by his personal endeavor in association with authorities, saintly persons, and a spiritual master. He has to understand his position and then revert to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness by understanding Bhagavad Gita as it is explained by the personality of Godhead. Then it is certain that he will never come again into this material existence. He will be transferred into the spiritual world for a blissful eternal life of knowledge. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada are explaining the point that clear understanding of this knowledge makes us eligible to become liberated. So liberation is the topmost goal for many other paths, and they only talk about liberation. There are many austerities and processes to follow to get to the liberation. But here Srila Prabhupada are saying by clear understanding of this sublime knowledge of self and supersoul and material nature and how the modes are working on us and everybody else, how everybody else is affected by the modes. So this knowledge equips us to become liberated. But how to get this clear understanding where whereas many different paths and gurus and hodgepodge teachings are there. So Srila Prabhupada are saying further that by his personal endeavor in association with authorities, saintly persons, and a spiritual master, he has to understand his position. Now, this is very important to associate and bona fide guidance on this path of self-realization. Because, and it is also said in next verse, the Lord is saying about different processes. Some are following for self-realization, like speculative knowledge and yogic processes. The main point here is that the self-realization or knowledge in Krishna consciousness is the topmost and easy and sublime. It is easy for neophyte like me with Shudra mentality, and it is sublime for transcendentalists, as this is direct worship of the Lord, of the Supreme Lord, the cause of all causes. So in the trans in the translation, it is said that regardless of his present position, Srila Prabhupada is saying that regardless of his present position, so in whatever position we are in currently, there is no prerequisite or entrance test to start our Krishna consciousness process, but to follow it continuously with enthusiasm and patiently. That's what we need to learn in the association of like-minded devotees over the period of time. That's why it is simple but not cheap. So this knowledge is transcendental, and we can understand by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada if we study patiently and sincerely. So that's where the clear understanding comes. Because when we submit or surrender and submissively serve uh, our bona fide spiritual master and follow the instruction, then we can have this clear understanding. Otherwise, it's very hard to understand clearly what is our real position is, what is our real constitutional position is, because it's lot of deviations are there, a lot of different source of knowledges are there, and that's why His Grace Amrish Prabhuji always say that we stick to a one source of knowledge. our knowledge should be source of knowledge should be one when we are learning. So so this is my understanding of and realization of this verse. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Her Grace Priya Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Samarpan Krishna Prabhu for training us and giving us opportunity to study these verses and share our
Prabhuji, can you
realizations.
speak up a little? Can you speak up a little, Prabhuji? We can't hear you.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
A little bit more?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's better now.
And thank you, Sanjay Prabhu, for your realization on this verse. Ya evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunai saha sarvata vartamanopi na sa bhuyo bhijayate. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ji ki jai. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless. So it's a very important instruction in this verse. And Srila Prabhupada has clearly stated that clear understanding interrelation makes one eligible to become liberated and turns to the spiritual atmosphere without being forced to return to this material nature. So here actually the three Paramatma and this actually material nature, the Prakriti. So the interrelationship. So I think in the previous verses, I said quite we interact with the material nature. So
Prabhuji,
in the
coming
last
and going,
verse,
Prabhuji. We can't hear you now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, your voice is coming and going.
Just a minute. I'll disconnect and see if it improves. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, continue. Please continue. No point.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please continue.
So as we studied in the previous verse, actually the role of the Paramatma as a Upadrashta Anumantacha. So the way I understood here is that the Jivatma, as we discussed, and His Holiness Mahavishnu Gosai Maharaj actually mentions in one of his mellows that the desire that we have in our heart, so the living entity, the Jivatma, they always desire, As Srila Prabhupada also stated here that by chance we have fallen in this material world because we wanted to actually enjoy, this material nature. We want to actually enjoy like a Krishna. So that's why actually we are fallen. And here, as we desire, so the desires are there. And as Guru Maharaj says that for every desire, there is a next body for us. So we have to actually desire very carefully. So this is very, very important because as we desire, actually there are reactions. So as I understand that actually the Paramatma, who's actually sitting in our heart as an overseer and a sanctioner. So he's actually, he knows everything what we desire. What we want, the past, actually Sukruti. Then if we desire, those actually desires may be sanctioned by the Paramatma. So actually, as we desire, as per the sanction of the Paramatma, as we know, that is this Prakriti, they will actually manifest the body for us. So if you have the certain desire, we may get a certain body, and we may actually enjoy, actually as per our desire in a past life, or even in this life. So this interaction, so it's very important to actually purify our desires or our consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada, as he says, that one who understands the interrelationship between three things, the Jivatma, the Paramatma, and actually the Prakriti, and also the modes is mentioned here, that actually the modes are always working on us. So as per our actually consciousness or as per the activities that we do, we're under the influence of the modes, maybe actually always, as Amrish Bhu said, it's always a mixture of modes, it's not one mode. As our mood is also always fluctuating throughout the day, or so depending on under which mode, that actually we are interested, or actually we are influenced by certain activities or desires. So I remember actually when we studied science of self-realization. So there was one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam where it was said that Atmendriya Priti Ichha Tare Bali Kama Krishnendriya Krishnendriya Priti Ichha Thare Premanam. So here it says that the desire to gratify one's own senses is a lust, is a kama. But the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is a prem. So as we know, actually we always discuss that we're always interested, in this actually present position in this material world. We always want to satisfy our own senses, and we are always engaged in doing various activities, or even we work very, very hard to actually earn money or any other means. That way we can able to actually enjoy and satisfy our senses. So as long as we are actually very much engrossed in just actually satisfying our dependence senses, maybe the extended sense gratification, whatever it may be, then we are actually continuously being entangled in this material world, as I say, karma bandhan. So we get more and more entangled, and we actually go away further from the point of actually attaining the liberation. So even actually we have to actually first understand that actually we are suffering in this material world, and we need to understand why we are suffering, and that's where this actually knowledge comes into the place. Why we are suffering, who I am, who's Atma, who's Paramatma, and how we can actually get out of this perpetual cycle of birth and death. So here it says that one who's actually satisfying his own senses is a Duratma, as Bhagavad Gita actually, we studied. And one who's always interested in satisfying Krishna's senses, exclusively Krishna's senses. It's called a Mahatma. So actually that is a process is given, so as Srila Prabhupada says that actually it is impossible to become a desireless, it's not possible, Srila Prabhupada says as soon as, you give up the desires, if there is no desire, you will die soon. So it is not actually possible to completely become a desireless, but we can change the desires, the quality of the desire. As it says that rather than controlling the senses, we actually change this engagement. And we say that actually as we become actually, or maybe we're forced to become actually engaged in actually rendering the devotional service to our spiritual master, to Krishna, then slowly it purifies our senses. So as one of the actually famous definition of bhakti, stated that sarvopadir vinirmuktam tatpar tena nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So by result of actually engaging our senses in Krishna's service, so the first thing that happens is the sense purification. Our senses become purified, and also we actually give up the designation. So detachment comes. So this is actually, these things happen as we become sincerely engaged in rendering the service. So it's very, very important that how sincere we are in our devotional service. So it is very important that our desire should be purified, and we have to become very sincere. And it is another important point mentioned that under the guidance of authority, and the bona fide spiritual master and the scriptures, So all these things are very, very important that, yeah, we have to actually study the scriptures, and under the guidance of a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master from a parampara. So as we are actually learning or actually this knowledge and we try to implement it under the proper guidance, then actually it become easier to actually, purify our activities, purify our senses. And maybe one day, actually, we can able to completely purify our consciousness to that point that we're only interested in actually rendering service to the Krishna. So that point, then probably is easier to get to that stage, as we call the Brahma Bhuta stage, or we also call it it's pretty much a liberation from the actually detachment from this material desires or material activities or materialistic things. That Krishna, Krishna even actually he states in Bhagavad Gita chapter 7, verse 14 that that is very hard, it's almost impossible to cross these modes of material nature, So Daivi hi esha gunamayi mama maya durataya mama eva prapandante maya metam tarantite. So it's definitely very, very difficult, but one who surrenders. So again, as we know, the surrender means actually implementation of the actually knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita. So one who does that, one who's actually surrendered, to the actually spiritual master, to the Krishna, and to the instruction of the actually scriptures, then actually Krishna actually makes it easier for him to go beyond these modes, and that way we can come to the actually stage of liberation. We can able to go back to the Godhead, and once you actually go back to Godhead, there is no question of actually coming back. So you are there actually with the Krishna, with the devotees rendering service to the Krishna. So hopefully, actually, but there is always a chance to again we fall down. But hopefully, actually, if you're engaged nicely, we may not fall down. So this is actually the realization I got, while meditating on this instruction from this verse. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your nice realizations, as always. So we are on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 24. Ya evam veti purusham prakrutim cha gunasaha sarvatha vartamanopi nasa bhuyo bhijayate. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. he will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that the purpose of the knowledge is to understand distinctly that the living entity has by chance fallen into this material existence. By his personal endeavor in association with authorities, saintly persons, and a spiritual master, he has to understand his position and then revert to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness. By understanding Bhagavad Gita as it is explained by the personality of Godhead. I was meditating on this point where in the Bhagavad Gita, the theme is always that Krishna is telling us that we don't belong here in the material world. And how much effort is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead to convince us. And we have fallen into this material world, as here it's mentioned, by chance. And by chance, in this, by exercising our minute, tiny independence in the wrong way. And that decision that we have taken, maybe over a split second, over a period of time, because of our enviousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is not the correct position for us. We all, to a certain extent, as devotees, trying to be devotees, to quite an extent, we at least realize that we are suffering in this material world, thanks to Srila Prabhupada. Because before coming into contact with Srila Prabhupada, I had not even realized that actually I was suffering. And after realizing as a devotee, yet it is again a momentary phase. You realize your bhakti is, you focus on your bhakti, and then again you're going back to your maintaining your status quo. So the material world is also trying to maintain the status quo. We are also trying to maintain our status quo, but there is a difference. And I was thinking that in trying to maintain the status quo, really, we are not, as I speak to, when you're at work or you speak to people who are not yet in contact with Krishna consciousness. Everybody is very happy because everything is just going smooth. My work is going fine. My family is going fine. This is going fine. My health is going fine. Everything is fine. So I'm happy. And there is no urge, or there is no, and then there is suffering. And then there's again happiness. And there's suffering and there's happiness. And we are okay to live like that. Just navigate. As human beings, we are very adaptive. So we adapt ourselves to anything that is averse or adverse to us also very easily. Not realizing that so much effort, so much time, energy is going into all these activities. That is Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam, of no use unless we are doing Krishna conscious activities. And I'm saying, especially in the realm of, in the spiritual realm, where Srila Prabhupada says to us that, no matter where you are, you can still be in that realm with your consciousness. And so then there is all these difficulties and all these positions, and we're just trying to mitigate the things. And Srila Prabhupada says that, not having trouble is happiness, but that's not real happiness. But we are okay, we adapt, we are happy with that happiness. And then life just goes on, and one day it's finished. As Srila Gurudev, he's always Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj says that every breath is so important as given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to us. There is a quote by Srila Prabhupada that if, just going back to the status quo, that it's stated in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna personally carries the necessities of his devotee and gives protection to his status quo. So we have to believe in the words of Krishna and serve him to our best capacity. And come to that level of consciousness where we are performing devotional service as in Bhakti Yoga. So we are doing the Damodar Astak this Kartik month, and we are saying we're not interested in the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha. We are reciting these verses every day, and when I was reciting, I was thinking, I have to mean these verses as well. I really want to have this consciousness where no matter where we are, as far as we are serving Krishna and we are in alignment with Krishna's will, then that is a good position. Also, this point really struck me very, very deeply when I was reading about our independence, that Krishna is giving us the free will and we are misusing it. And at every point, the Paramatma, Super Soul, Krishna, is telling us not to do things that are adverse to Krishna consciousness. But we are still exercising our free will. And so we are going against. And this is not happening once, that it's happened once and now we are in the material world. This is happening while we are here also. Every single moment we are going adverse or we are not going adverse. So, it was just a thought that came to my mind, that there are so many activities that we do during the day, and how do we come to the position of how we have seen great personalities like Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev live their lives? How do we come to that point? As we had realizations this Sunday as well on Srila Prabhupada and his genuineness and his consciousness, which was always Krishna conscious. So this chapter gives a lot of powerful punches, and makes you think that what is my aim of life, and am I trying to just maintain my status quo and just, or am I actually pushing myself and helping myself to come out of this janma mrityu jara vyadhi, and go to the spiritual realm. Yeah, for that consciousness has to be there, that in this material world we will never all our desires are never going to be fulfilled, or it's just that it's not possible. Srila Prabhupada says it's never possible to be happy here. And when we taste the higher taste of Krishna consciousness, then that certainly helps us to discriminate and make the decisions in life where we reject so many activities or things, and we accept the favorable activities. And finally, I just would like to say that that this knowledge, this sarovar that Srila Prabhupada has given us, we have to, everything is available, fortunately, and we have to just make use of it and learn and be very protective of our source of knowledge, and that way we make our path more smooth and easy, rather than we be in our own way. So yeah, that's my realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for your realizations. So I wanted to quickly check first. Are we listening to each other's realizations attentively, or we are busy to give our own realization and then we are doing our own work? Because that is very important. So this has been my concern for some time. So I want to understand this from all of you. There's a particular way in which I had requested this particular program would be conducted. The Leaders Sangha. Some of you are qualified to come to Leaders Sangha. Some of you are not qualified, but we have allowed you to come to Leaders Sangha. So I want to understand this. Do you remember my last week's realization, what I was speaking? Who remembers this, please? I'll ask this. So those who have not spoken, what about Namrata Mataji? Do you remember what I spoke last week?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, that what I remember is that you said that we should give realization in our own, or we can listen to Srila Prabhupada or Guru Maharaj's class, and all devotees' realization is okay, but not from the outside. Others, we shouldn't listen and share those realization. That's what I understood, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anybody else understood this in a different way?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I remember the point that you mentioned that, Prabhuji, that we should be listening the realizations from other devotees, and if the points are not correct, we should mention or get more clarification, or not saying that it's okay, or to give the realizations. So yeah, that's the one point that I remember, Prabhuji, that you stressed on, that listening attentively and getting if something not right, or because the knowledge we're getting, if it's not aligned with that, we should be pointing that out. Or the mood, particularly the mood we following, is different.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Anything else apart from this? It's not that I'm not saying there should be something else. I'm just saying anything else you guys understood. Nothing else? Okay. Well, one thing I would like to clarify with what Namrata Machaji said, that it is the same Srila Prabhupada's teachings which the whole of world is listening, ISKCON and others. But we are still different. Do you understand this, Mother?
Yes, Prabhuji. Our one is very much more deeper in the philosophy.
No, it's not deeper. That's fine. Others can be deeper too. But we have a particular way. Similarly, whatever we teach about Guru Maharaj also, we teach. We teach in a particular way.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So if
I
devotees,
understood that.
I'm not talking about you. You are doing it. I'm just saying this is a point because you mentioned. I just want to clarify that point. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Yes. So also, when any one of us directly go and listen to Guru Maharaj and other lectures, everybody is available. Oh, you can do so. Everything is okay, no problem. But you must think, why did we not give that lecture first to you? If you do so, you are still drifting slightly. And then you say, I don't know what is going on. I cannot understand what is going on. You're drifting. Because what you are doing, you're independently finding your own solutions without clarifying. Unless you have taken on permission to say, this is okay, it's here, there, this lecture, there, how do you program? Yep, no problem. Or yes, problem, don't do it. Yes, you can do it. What is this called in today's, as per today's verse? What is that called? Srila Prabhupada writes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Note, like Srila Prabhupada first mentioned the clear understanding, and then under the bona fide association guidance,
So what does it mean?
that we follow that our source of knowledge we follow, that should be particular,
Okay. Yeah,
and that
that's
is
good.
the mode that is the mode we try to
Okay, that's good.
follow.
That is one of the reasons. Yeah. What about what else? That's correct. Anybody else, please? Same knowledge, same information. So what does it mean? Same Guru Maharaj lectures, same mellows or similar mellows. What is Prabhupada writes here in the purport? No, no answers? Do you want to ask people individually? Please, let's move on very fast. It takes time. If you do not know, say, okay, I do not know, or I know, or I'm thinking. Just let me know, please. Because we have to cover some points, you know.
Hare Krishna
It's a training
Prabhuji.
program. Yeah.
Um, what
You
I
can speak in
understood.
Marathi also, no problem. If you understand in a particular way, speak in your language, no problem.
Yes, Prabhuji. If I'm not wrong, Prabhuji, I don't know exact answer, but I think what I understood is that everybody reading everything same and all, but everyone's understanding may be different.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So,
So,
so the um, so the realizations will be different according to that. That's what I understood, Prabhuji.
yeah, okay, thank you. What else? Anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What I understood, Prabhuji, is that there is a clear point that Srila Prabhupada says that one has to by personal endeavor, so there's association with the authorities, saintly person, spiritual master. So yes, we have the bona fide way and the knowledge is coming. And using this, one has to understand his position in actually in relationship, actually the knowledge they get through the parampara, through the authority or a spiritual master. So understanding his own position.
So what does it mean? One should stop thinking? This is correct. Let us elaborate this point now. Now all of you have spoken, so I want this discussion to grow a bit more, yeah? So this is very important for leaders Sangha. So what does it mean when you say one's own endeavor under authority as parampara? So what does it mean? One should stop thinking individually, critically.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, very good. People should speak all together. Very nice. That's what I want to hear, rather than keeping quiet.
I-
Yeah.
My understanding is, Prabhuji, that when Prabhupada is saying a personal endeavor, and you also stressed that point and previously, independently thoughtful. But that doesn't mean that because we follow in a particular mood. So our personal endeavor is there, but going independently is deviation. So yes, there is a certain things given to us and at certain points. So the personal endeavor is to understand them in that particular way. That's I realized about this point.
Yeah, good. Understood. Very good. Everybody else understands this point? I'm sure you will also have understood this, but you understand this point, what Sangha said?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you would have remembered, I used to mention to all of you, just respond to me, please, okay? I don't like not response. This is not the way. No? So please keep responding. Keep your mics on. All of you must have remembered, I would have told you that Maharaj had mentioned about some devotee to say that, okay, we would like to do this, Maharaj. And Maharaj says, very good, you must do it. But when the same people told me this, I said, no, this is what you want to do. And Maharaj had to okay it. It's not what Maharaj wanted you to do. I told them boldly here in Auckland. But they said, but Maharaj told me this. I said, yeah, that's right. But this is what you wanted. And then I spoke to Maharaj. Well, this is what I said to Maharaj, to them. And Maharaj just laughed, Not in disagreement laughter, it's agreement. That's how it is. You understand this, what I mean to say? Do you see the connection, what I'm trying to achieve? What we're trying to say?
Yes, Prabhuji, I remember that point.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I didn't get your point.
Okay. You can listen to this point again. The same instructions Maharaj gave to disciple. Disciple said, should I do this? Maharaj said, yes, please do it. I want to do it. I said, yeah, do it. But the same devotee, when I came to Auckland with me, in our program, I said, no, this is wrong. You want to do it. So Maharaj said, okay, it's your thing. It's not what Maharaj wants. This happened not with one, more than one devotee. And I asked Maharaj afterwards on the phone, this is what I said to them. Maharaj laughed and said, that's right, in the sense, agreed, laughed in the way of agreement, not disagreement. You get the point now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So what does it mean? See, we are all very busy. When I finished my job, my business, and I'm halfway through a lot of things. All of you are also very busy. I fully appreciate it. That it's not easy at all. But our leader Sangha is meant for that. It's our training session. And as I said, some of you are not qualified and come. Some of you are qualified and come. So because very difficult, and I'm not going to allow this not qualified and coming in the future. It's not going to happen. We allowed this, and we are seeing mess happening here. Okay, at a certain level, they don't seem to pick up these points. No? So all of you understand this? What I'm trying to achieve? What is the example saying here? It's okay if you don't, then no problem. We can have a discussion further. You understand, Mataji?
Not that fully, Prabhuji. So maybe my understanding is not good.
So
Um,
no problem. What about your Prabhu? You understand? You understood what I'm trying to say?
Yes, Guruji. Yes, I remember that point.
So tell what we're trying to say. What is the meaning of this example with this point that we are discussing?
So you mean the Maharaja's example?
Yeah, with being an authority at the same time not giving one's intelligence.
Sorry. So what was second point? Intelligence.
Yeah, about one should be, as you said, Prabhupada in the purport, that one by one's personal endeavor in the association with authorities and simply persons and a spiritual master. He has to understand his position and then revert to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness by understanding Bhagavad Gita as it is explained by the personality of Godhead. So this example and this connection with this particular philosophy Prabhupada is given. See this connection?
Yes, Guruji. Yes, it's just following the proper mood. So, as we say, we follow in the mood of
So
His
when we
Holiness
say this,
Mahavishnu.
so when we say this, that same Maharaj lecture, you may read or listen on your own endeavor, without taking permission. Same lecture of Maharaj. What is the difficulty? There's one very crucial point here. What is the difficulty in that? After one is trained up completely, he can do whatever they want to do. So one should be trained up completely. Yeah. So one is still under training and they do this. What is the difficulty? Same lecture. Maharaj lecture. What is the difficulty?
They may not understand. Maybe they may not at that level. Prabhuji misunderstood the point.
And not understand what Guru Maharaj are saying.
Yeah, that could be a possibility if they are not to that level.
Okay. Okay. What else? This is correct. This is one answer. Yeah. Anything else? Slightly bit more deeper with this particular purport or written. Any one of you? Mataji?
I'm thinking, Prabhuji.
Yeah, okay. Very good. You take your time. How many of you find it hard to understand this and follow this? Just be honest about it.
Hare Krishna, Babaji.
Yes.
Yeah, that point that you mentioned, I understood that the point is that when we say I want to, so same lecture or same knowledge we're getting, and if we do it our own without independently, that is different. That the example you gave, the Guru Maharaj disciple said that I want to do it. Of course, Guru Maharaj won't say no, because Guru Maharaj is.
No. Guru Maharaj would certainly say no, not to everybody.
Not to everybody. Yes, sorry, my mistake. Yes, Prabhuji. But we try to force ourselves, like, okay, because I made a decision and I just want the approval
These are
from my Guru
practical.
Maharaj.
I'm telling you, what I'm giving you, what I'm saying
Yes,
is
Prabhuji.
what I've lived through it. This is not a hypothetical example.
Hmm.
आप समझ रहे हैं ना ये बात को? ये factual है ये बात.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Same disciples, हम भी disciple, वो भी disciple. तो उसमें फर्क क्या हुआ? Is it disturbing someone's individuality, individual thinking? Disturb हो रहा है इससे? Anybody's become less intelligent, less independent? What is it? What is the difference here? Anyone, please? Because I believe some of you understand this, many of you just don't understand it. This is like beginner's level consciousness. I'm very sorry to say. But I wanted to make sure this is hammered in right now because I'm seeing a lot of things happening here. And there could be a very slippery slope because you will not understand what we are trying to achieve, those who are doing it. So if you go and listen to the class independently on your own, doing things, listen, feel very motivated also, very nice. Is it right? Is it wrong? Nothing is wrong. It is right only. It's perfect knowledge, right? Just like Prabhupada's knowledge you can get from anywhere. Go to YouTube, listen to the class, Prabhupada's class. Somebody is speaking Prabhupada's books only, no? Yes, am I understanding correctly? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Guruji. Means we listen to Srila Prabhupada's lecture directly. Means I listen to
Yeah,
me.
that is fine. That is Prabhupada lecture. Listening to Prabhupada's lecture is one point. But the same knowledge is given by everybody else. We also give in our classes. Others also give in their classes, right? Same words, same purport, same things. Correct?
Yes, Prabhuji.
But we say do not, you can do it if you know, no problem. But more is slightly different. So we have leaders program. So Mataji, you need to think about it and tell us next week this point, okay? Take your time. There's no harm. It's perfectly all right. तो सोचिए इसके बारे में.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because if you are preaching, you will not face this problem today. You will face this problem tomorrow. One person starts to listen to Guru Maharaj separately, listens this class, that class. Maharaj said that I never taught this about Maharaj to you. So where did you learn from? Obviously somewhere else. Nothing wrong. It's perfectly all right. So what is the difference? How do you use your? I want to now finish up because we are going away ahead of time, and we got to do that. You also were very busy. So when we say that that by personal endeavor, that Prabhupada rises in association with authorities. So our endeavor is personal, that's right. But under the authority meaning what? Sanction of authority. So some of you say, Prabhuji, I've got this lecture, Maharaj, should I listen to this? Sometimes we say, according to your position, you say, yeah, please listen. Or you say, don't listen. Because you're not trained up accordingly. When you're trained, you can do it. Do you understand this point now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So all of you,
Yes, Prabhuji.
anybody else who said, okay, I'll listen, I'll go on my own, I'll do this. So what will happen then? Are you a good student?
No, Prabhuji. Maybe I mean, my personal thinking that maybe I will go wrong if I don't understand, and if I don't understand in correct way, then I may lead a wrong path. So
Yeah, that is one
better
thing.
to- yeah.
But more important than that is this, that you are independent. This point we have to understand. It is this independence that has brought us down from the spiritual world to material world. All of you understand this point? But when we are trained up, you can listen to any class anywhere, pick up from anything. Guru Maharaj has told us, okay, listen, you can even pick up Mayavadi verse and connect it to Bhagavatam. But not to all of you, not at this stage. I will give the instruction. It's there for all of you also, but not now. Who says this? You tell me one thing. Prabhupada speaks anti-Mayavadi all the time, correct? All of you, please give me answer very fast. We have to move on very fast.
Yes.
Let's go
Yes,
fast. Yeah?
Prabhuji.
All of you, please,
Yes.
I'll wait for everyone's yes and no. Yeah?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. But Guru Maharaj says, listen, pick up, but remember the words and pick up from Bhagavatam, connect to Bhagavatam. Is this against Prabhupada's teachings? Well, those who don't understand Maharaj would say yes, against. This is bona fide, but this is very confidential information. Not everybody knows. But for those who know, we know how to pick up what to do, what not to do, what say, what to say, what not to say. There is a difference. And there is a reason why those who are completely dependent, not independent, they get this knowledge. So voluntarily, when Prabhupada writes here, our own endeavor, a person who is independent is saying our own endeavor, mera khud ka endeavor. Yes, it's part information. Under authority, that means surrender to the authority. If we say, Prabhuji, can I listen to this class here? We say, yeah, you can listen, but be very careful at this point. Okay, fine, done. Or don't listen. But if you go on your own, what are you telling us? What are you telling your authority? Give me an answer for this.
That we are independent,
Okay.
not dependent.
Others should not keep quiet. I want to hear from everybody, please. Let's move on very fast. I need to get going now. We have to close off things.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I agree with Sanjay Prabhu's answer. Same answer, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. It's their own decision. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this point nobody has taught me. This point nobody has taught me. This is from my own endeavor. I understood that voluntarily we surrender, and that's why we surrender to some people only. I listen to everybody, but I follow only few people. So for you people, you should not listen to everybody. You must not even listen to everybody at the moment. But after you have been trained up, you can listen to anybody, but follow only a few people. Full stop. So there is a reason why some of you who independently go along, find your own things, you are just telling us that you are independent. And you will slowly start to drift. We are the same. We are meeting the same place. But one thing which I can say about us is this, that by Gurudev's acting for us mercy, we are still there. Wednesday program, we are there. Sunday program, we are there. Yeah, this we are there. But if you guys start to drift, it's because of your difficulty. We are not changing our position. What we are saying, I said this in different ways to all of you so many years ago when you joined in. Anybody remembers this? Same बातें मैंने अलग से बताई थी आप लोगों को. Just tell me please, yes or no, you remember this? पहले से जानते थे आप? ये कोई नई बात नहीं है? या नई बात है आपके लिए आज मैं बता रहा हूँ? कुछ भी हो सकता, no problem. Every all answers is a good answer. Please tell me quickly.
Yes, Prabhuji. I remember we want some discussion on these points, Prabhuji, separately as well with you.
ये आपको तो मैंने डांट दिया था
Yes, Prabhuji.
कि जब भी काम चाहिए तभी पूछते हो, वरना अपने आप खुद कर लेते हो.
Yes, I remember. Prabhuji, yes.
ये बोलना पड़ता है क्या? मुझे किसी ने बोला नहीं. This is our position. Okay. Now I'll come to this. I'll connect this to our verse. Okay. Now I want to hear from others also, please. Do you remember me saying this in the past?
Yes, Prabhuji. I don't know,
Prabhuji.
maybe exact point. I think we had
Yeah.
similar discussions. I mean, a very long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Then you all should follow this. मुझे किसी ने बोला नहीं, पर ये मुझको ये बेनिफिट हुआ है इसमें. इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ और कुछ नहीं. And I'm not transcendental. So honesty से क्या होता है उससे? We should read this book. This is how what the book says. We don't interpret anything else. Yeah. So Prabhupada writes here. Now we understand this deeperly now. So by his personal endeavor in association with authorities. Now understand the meaning of it? It's all one sentence, it's not two sentences. If you are independent, you will read like by his personal endeavor and in association with authorities, simply persons and a spiritual master. He has to understand his position and then revert to spiritual consciousness or Krishna consciousness by understanding Bhagavad Gita as this, explained by the personality of Godhead. You understand this point? It's all one word. That's why you require authority to say, under his guidance, you must do it. You understand this point?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Guruji.
So this is the point. This requires spiritual maturity. And if you have been not thinking like this, then it is your answer. We are no judge to anybody for anybody's spiritual progress, but it's just the point. It has benefited us. So this is the point. Now, the translation. If everyone understands this point, let's come to translation. We'll finish it now. The one who, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, one who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position. So two things here. That the modes of material nature affects us how? On its own it comes on us? You know the answer. Mataji, what do you think? The modes comes on its own to us?
Right.
Yes or no, mother? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, okay. Shri Babu, is it modes come on your own to you?
No, as per our desire, past karma.
So modes comes on your own to you, or yes or no?
No.
Okay. Shri Babu, modes comes on us on our own?
No, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So the modes comes apart as our adhikar. I've used this word adhikar. What is the meaning of adhikar? Entitlement. What is entitlement? Our past karmas. So the same information will disturb somebody, will not disturb other person. Somebody will become elevated, somebody will not become elevated. किसी को समझ में आता है, किसी को समझ में नहीं आता है. This is called adhikar. So we all may sit in the same. Two children, I've taken this example also in the past. Twins are born, same time, same place, but they are different. Technically, they should be acting the same way, right? But they are not. They are different. Because it's our adhikar. So one who understands this in preaching is very, very important. That how a living entity has a material body, and the material body is controlled. Influence is one thing, that's correct. We use the word influence, but it's controlled by the material nature, which are part of the external energy of Krishna. So they're bound to do things. What they're going to do things. किसको समझ में आएगा ही नहीं, किसको समझ में आएगा, कितना भी कर लो आप. So then, the translation of this verse meaning that how does this in knowledge make you liberated? Now give me the answer. Quickly, please, all of you. In one sentence. How does this knowledge make you liberated? If you do not know, just tell me I do not know. So we can move on very fast. I want to conclude now, please.
We can understand our position, Prabhuji, and see how the modes working on us. and behave in that particular way.
Okay, thank you.
Prabhuji, I need to think about this answer.
Yeah, please
Sorry,
think. No
Prabhuji.
problem. That's okay. That's fine. No problem. Please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So the knowledge actually, Prabhuji, basically teaches us, actually, as is right, actually understanding one's position. So it's help us to identify what are our actually the gaps, also what we need to work on. So that way, actually, it will help us to actually purify ourselves.
Yeah, we should work. That's correct. So very quickly to summarize this point, we should understand our adhikar and don't become proud of it. This is my position. Like I'm a Shudra thinker. But if you are egoistic about it, when somebody says a Brahmana speaks in his language and you don't understand, whose fault is it? Brahmana's fault? It's your adhikar, you don't understand things. A Kshatriya speaks in a different language to Brahmana, or a Shudra, or a Vaishya. A Vaishya thinks about money only all the time. But a Vaishnava, we to come to the position, he can act as a Shudra also, he can act as a Vaishya also, he can act as Kshatriya also, and act as a Brahmana also. But not this, what I just said now. People think, oh, I'm trying to chant Hare Krishna, so I can do any of these things. No, no, no. It requires years of practice. And then, depending upon your own position, what your future, your karmas brought you in, if you require to do some activities of a Shudra, you do it and you come out of it. If you do activities of a Vaishya, yes, I must do it and you will come out of it. But you never forget that you are a Vaishnava. Do you understand this point, what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I
Yes,
understand
Prabhuji.
this one, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Prabhuji.
listen to the class again, think about this point. So that Prabhupada says that a Vaishnava can do all of this. That means not that somebody who's just few years into this chanting Hare Krishna. He can, one sentence, in 1 minute, one can become pure, no problem. But purity meaning what? You require benediction from Krishna. Because that Vaishnava, when he is in difficulty, he raises his hands to Krishna, help me. I'm in this difficulty, what do? I have to do business, I have to do job, I have to do this. But help me to remember you wherever I'm doing. And miracle happens. Or doesn't happen, or whatever happens. But this is the position. But one who is not qualified, what he says, I want to earn money. I want to do this. And then bhakti, yeah, I'll do a bhakti also with it. Here he says, my bhakti is disturbed, help me. I have to do this. You see this consciousness change? All of you understand this
Yes,
consciousness is different?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I did not hear Sister Prabhu. Are you listening?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, my correction
Okay,
is a
connection.
bit tentative. I'm
Okay.
losing some
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So this is that verse. This is the deeper meaning of the verse. That one understands his own position, then he will understand others' position also. That how why this independence we discuss so much detail. It is this independence which is the reason why we are suffering in a material world. So now that we are planning to go back to Godhead, we must learn to become dependent. And for that, we have to choose whom we should be dependent upon. But we don't sort of think like this. हम लोग ऐसे सोचते नहीं हम तो हाँ चने कर लेते हैं चने ये किया वो किया बिजी है ये है वो है खा लगा भूख लगा सोऊंगा खाने वाले ये हो गया वो हो गया इधर हो गया उधर हो गया प्रॉब्लम हो गया बॉस ने किया this problem that problem this is how we do our bhakti which is also required to be done, no? But after a certain number of years we must take ourselves back quietly at least for some time and think. We all have to become introspectively intelligent because we are preaching. Okay, so this is how we will understand what others are also getting influenced by. Okay, very understood this point, all of you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so Mataji, think about this. All of you should think about this. Now, one final question. How have I told you we should be studying in Leader Sangha? I started with that question, correct? So I'm asking this, let us quickly finish it very fast. So those who have listened to the class, those who don't listen to the class, what they should do? What have I said? This is what we expect.
Yes, Guruji. I think you listen to the class and share your realization and share actually also what everyone has said. Can you summarize
That's
those
right.
points as well? Yeah.
That's
And
right.
the class ask questions,
Yeah.
seek
So
clarifications from each other. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
so if you are going to miss a class or not listen very carefully if you're in the class, are you following my request? I don't say instruction because I'm nobody's guru. Are you following my request? Answer your question yourself. If you don't listen, you don't come, you don't come. Next time you come again, you give your realization, you finish. That is not how I have trained all of you to preach. But if you do so, what are you doing? How are you doing it? Dependently
Independent.
or independently?
Independently.
Okay. So what will happen then? You will slowly start to drift. You will see it. Because that's not how I have said you must be doing this way. I said, we expect you to do this. Right? Because this leader Sangha, intermediate level to upwards, basically. For intermediate level and upwards, we are training them to become leaders. And leaders, you're going to teach. And if you're not going to follow like this, what are you going to teach? So that's why now you would have heard me say many times that Guru Maharaj, when Maharaj said, you should become a good student, follower to become a leader. Only those who obey can lead. Correct? Maharaj Melo is there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
This is the meaning of it. Those who obey can lead. So do not be foolish to close your eyes and be cheated. I'm not saying I never teach that point. But I'm saying if you know you're not being cheated, that is how you must be following. There's a meaning those who follow can lead. Otherwise, you'll always be, I don't know what happened. You will take instructions from the same guru. But when the guru chastises you, you'll go to somebody else and say, well, I don't know what happened. But man, for your life's difficulties, you come and ask the guru, what should I do? But for your own ego, you'll go to somebody else and say, what happened? I do not know. What are you telling others? What are you telling yourself? And what are you telling to that guru? That you are
Independent.
and egoistic. We have to digest these verses. Otherwise, philosophically, we have taught you very nicely. You can give nice classes. This verse, this connection, that connection. But this point is the most crucial point to practical realization. Okay? I think we should conclude now. Before I conclude, I wanted to check with you. What did you learn in today's class? Did you learn something new? Answer is yes or no. It can be no, perfectly all right. And if it is yes, then what?
Yes, Prabhuji. What I learned is we should be dependent, not independent.
Intelligently, not that you are foolishly, you can be cheated. Yeah, nobody should cheat you. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Prabhuji. So one should become introspectively intelligent and follow the mood and learn to remain dependent, should not become independent in any way.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes. Learning how to be dependent, Prabhuji. In the right mood and follow that mood. rightly.
That's right. And when you find you have been cheated, do not follow. I'll
Hmm.
add that. Okay? Because you are
Yes,
going to teach the same thing to your students. And you should be the same way transparent also. That I have been taught like this, so I'm telling you this. Use these words. That you scrutinize me, my actions. If you find I'm not proper, don't follow me. I say this all the time, correct? I'm
yes,
lost,
yes.
don't follow me. You must say the same thing.
Hmm.
That is my
Yes.
mood in following Guru Maharaj. It has helped me. Okay, just to conclude this, Arjuna had all the abilities to kill the Kurus, correct? But he was dependent upon Krishna. Krishna said kill, so he killed. This is the meaning of Bhagavad.
Hmm.
And because he did it on Krishna's authority, he is saved. Right? So here
Yes.
we have got our own thinking. We have to read our own books. We have to study our own thing. And introspectively, we must think, is this correct? Yeah, that's right. Voluntarily, one surrenders. Otherwise, you will hear n number of things from n number of people. Yeah. And you will be confused. And your soul is start to drift. Even small one, it is said that if you walk with somebody for 100 steps, in my language, Gujarati, it is mentioned that if you walk 100 steps with somebody, you will start to think like that person. I think this must be there in Marathi and Hindi also, this verse, this proverb. Is it there in your language?
Hmm.
No? Not in Hindi?
No, Prabhuji, I can't remember any, but
Okay.
there must be in other. Yeah.
Anything Marathi?
Yeah, similar to this. There's Sangat Gun Mantra.
Yeah, if you walk 100 steps with somebody, 100
Prabhuji,
steps.
I'm running out of charge, Prabhuji. I'm gone below. It's 1%. I can cut down in time.
Yeah, thank you very much. We are completing now. This is the final point now. Yeah?
गतीचा परिणाम असे बोलतात प्रभूजी.
Barabar. But 100 steps, if you walk with somebody, you start to think like that person. You know? Okay, so these are the points. I think I have given enough information today. So think about it. And you'll always remember why somebody is drifting, somebody is not. Why somebody is focused, somebody is not. Bhakti is not that simple. One has to be very, very focused. And all these principles have to be applied in their lives, practically. Okay, chale. Thank you. Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki. Jai.
Yeah.
Granthad Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Jai.
Yeah.
Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki. Jai.
Yeah.
Srila Gurudev ki. Jai. What
Yeah.
translation purport by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.
Srila
Jai.
Prabhupada
Krishna
ki
Jai.
jai.
God ka Jai Premanande. Hari Hari Bo.
Hari Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.